I want to preface what you're about to hear. I use this video as an opportunity to test out the noise gate feature in Audacity, as well as using RTX voice for recording. If you hear any weird sounds or weird cutoffs, that's why. Thanks. Hey, welcome to UtterSpartan2. This channel is primarily meant for background listening type commentary, and it will be like that. However, this video is a bit more scripted than the others. Why? Well, today I'm going to be talking about how I experience and have experienced Doom. I'm sure you've noticed I've made a lot of videos about Doom, and I feel it would enhance those videos and give them some extra context if I talked about how I actually feel about the games. Not mods, not history, the actual games and my history with them. I'm putting just a bit more time into this one too, so I don't feel bad about putting it on the Doom playlist on the main channel. Keep in mind this video will still be mostly unscripted. Thank you. Oh boy, here comes the unscripted part. I do have some notes though. So I first started playing Doom around 2010, late 2010 actually. I was very much aware of it before that point, of course. I've always been really into gaming, but I was primarily a console gamer until 2010, except for like a couple games, mostly RuneScape. It was in 2010 that I finally got a gaming PC. It was an Alienware Aurora R2, I believe, with a 1 gigabyte graphics card. It was an AMD, but it said ATI on it. I do believe it was the last card that said that. It was some sort of 5000 series. With a first-gen i7, it only had 3 numbers. It wasn't like, 6800. I think it was just literally like 685, I believe. But anyways, yeah, I first started playing Doom in 2010. The holiday of 2010. I was 14 at the time. It was my first game after Civ 5, Fallout New Vegas, which was new at the time. It feels so long ago. And then Doom was right after that, along with like TF2, which I played a ton of. Got Doom, I played it a lot with Z-Doom specifically, I want to make that clear. I probably opened it once off the Steam version, or whatever version I was using at the time, saw the resolution, saw the options, and was like, no, I have a 1080p monitor, I am not doing this. But so yeah, I wanted to establish right there that my most consistent experience with Doom is with Z-Doom. It's not the original 93 version of the game, or of course the 94 version of Doom 2, or the 96 Final Doom. First of all, this is actually funny to say, especially considering how young I am, but at the time I had much more experience with Wolfenstein 3D. While I probably was playing these games around the same time, I had an iPod Touch at the time, which I do not... Yeah, Apple doesn't sell those anymore, but they were like iPhones. iPhones that had no cellular data, but they had all the other features, so you could get iOS apps on them. And I had the iOS port of Wolfenstein 3D, which I do believe John Carmack himself programmed. And I played that a ton. I had an English class where the teacher just did not give a crap about anything and just did not watch us, gave us like the most nothing work. And I played it just through and through. I've probably beaten Wolfenstein 3D on iOS, full game, including Spear of Destiny, at least like 5 times. I also played the iOS port of Doom as well, but not nearly as much because I had it on PC as well at the time. I did not have the PC port, I did not have Wolfenstein 3D on my PC at the time. So I played a lot of Doom on PC, a little bit on the 360 as well, actually, with those extra levels. I don't remember the name of the episode, but I do know the 360 port had a couple extra levels. And again, it was mostly Z-Doom, and of course also 2010, quite a few years after the game originally came out. So, yeah, I'm kind of a zoomer. Again, I was mostly a console gamer. UtterSpartan, yeah, Greek history's cool, but it's a Halo reference. I named myself after Halo. So, I'd like to move on to the next part now, which I'm calling source ports. My preferred port is GZ Doom, because it is two things. First of all, it's compatible with the most mods. I love Doom mods a lot, a ton. The amount of creativity you see from this community it's breathtaking, really. It's just, so many years, right? Like, it's been nearly 30 years, and there's no signs of stoppage. Like, just so much creativity every single year. It's really just the best part. I play Doom 1 specifically. I like Doom 2 almost as much as Doom 1, but I play through the entirety of Doom 1 probably once every like 3 months or so, because it only takes like an hour and a half, really. But Doom mods, at least once a month, I'm on the ZDoom forums, I'm on ModDB, I'm looking around and I'm playing something new. Every single month, at least once. Yeah, even if I'm not making a video. And the second reason why I use GZ Doom the most is it's definitely recording quality. The amount of settings that GZ Doom has is great. It's really stands out. I've definitely had some video errors, especially with older versions of GZ Doom, where they won't size to my screen properly. So I've actually had one where it thought my screen was a lower resolution than it actually was, but whatever. It's easy to record. Really easy to record. So it's so much simpler of an experience. I just turn on GZ Doom, I put on like Ancient Aliens or whatever, and just like that. Just snap and it works. But I do have to say, along with settings, sorry for the texture filtering. I know I used texture filtering for a long time. That was a bad idea. I'll admit, I didn't really notice it. It didn't bother me. But once I turned that off, I saw in the comments, yeah, it definitely looks better with the pixelated look. It's definitely closer to the original, and it's better. I would also like to add on here, I have used Crispy Doom. I have used Chocolate Doom. Mostly for the occasions where I've had to do something specific. Like Chocolate Doom would be to look at a more original version of Doom, and Crispy Doom was specifically for there's a couple mods like 10,000 Revenants that don't really run on anything else. Because you have to do like special command line things to make it work. I also tried Doomsday once, but like I know I'm kind of a heretic here, but with all the GZ Doom playing, but man, Doomsday definitely is too far for me. I'm real surprised that John Romero loves it, because I think it looks terrible. But still, props to the creator. That's despite the fact that I'm not a fan of what came out of that, that was definitely a lot of work to make that kind of thing. And now let's move on to the gameplay section. What do I actually think about the video game Doom, then Doom 2, Final Doom, that kind of thing? So as I just said a second ago, I've played through the original Doom 1 start to finish, like, probably... man, like at least a dozen times. I know it pretty well. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, because I don't look for every secret every time. But I can definitely just sit down and beat it in like 2 hours, an hour and a half, I don't know. I can beat episode 1 in probably about 11 minutes if I'm really trying. I'm not a speedrunner, by the way. It's just something fun I like to do. It's a great game. But I do have to say, when I'm playing it, as I said, I'm not using the original. I enable mouse look, I admit it. I just like the ability to look up and down. And with GZ Doom handling the OpenGL rendering, it doesn't make it look all that stupid. Of course, some of the imps and stuff look kind of bad. But it's no sweat on my back. It's still fine to me. But of course, also I rebind the controls. There's a little bit of a hereticness right there. I don't use control to shoot. I switch it to WASD, I shoot with the mouse, you know. I make that stuff work more modern. And this is where the point where, you know, it gets a little bit controversial, because again, I get a lot of comments. The most negative comments I've gotten about Doom is two things. One, texture filtering. Two, I mean, clearly it's just I'm not that type of person. I'm not a purist. I'm not an original Doomer. I wasn't even born when the game came out. You know, I'm not an original Doomer. I am a Zoomer. If people born in '96 are classified as Zoomers, I guess that's what I am. But you know, if I had to sit down and if I had the choice between the original like straight out the box '93 version of Doom and Quake, I'd probably enjoy Quake more every single time, like out of the box, because I don't know, 320 by 240. It was like a 35 hertz refresh rate. I mean, it's definitely very impressive for the time, but you know, if I have the option to play it to a more modern standard, I'm gonna take it. But again, I have still played it in like Chocolate Doom, relatively similar to its original release, and I have played it through all the way, and Doom 2. I just significantly prefer the more modern interpretations of this. But keep in mind, I still could be more of a heretic here. I could play Doomsday, but Is that really heretical if John Romero thinks it's okay? I mean, I don't know. Sigil was pretty good, by the way. I mentioned like in one of my videos that he made like new levels. Sigil's pretty good. I liked it. And now I'd like to move on to the videos. I want to talk about the videos I made just a little bit. Now I do intend on making like a comment response video in the future, although it's definitely pushed back a bit. When I say comment response, I don't mean like, hey guys, look at this idiot. I'm gonna try to be more like a comment highlight video. You know, maybe answer a couple questions and highlight people who provided good information. But so about the video. So the first one I made was 6 Doom mods you should play. And the reason I made it was because, to be honest with you, I was in kind of a slump at the time. I was in college. Let's just say there were definitely a couple months in each year in college where I was not having a good time. And I was sitting there every day by myself playing Doom mods just because I wanted to do it. And I kind of had this feeling like I was wasting my time. Like I wasn't making videos. I wasn't even spending time with my friends. I wasn't spending time with my girlfriend. I was just sitting there playing these mods all day. And in order to make myself feel like I wasn't wasting time, I made a video on the Doom mods that I was playing at the time. And the ones I specifically wanted to talk about. Because it felt like it turned like something that was very unproductive and made it productive. And then after that, it really spiraled. The video got quite a few views initially. I'd say a couple thousand. Now it's at like hundreds of thousands. I don't know. YouTube tends to recommend my videos like usually a year or two after they come out. But I got caught in a rabbit hole after that of Doom information. Everyone knows like how important Doom is, but they don't necessarily know the details. And I got really obsessed with the details, the multiplayer, the mods, every little thing, the technology, the people involved. Like that whole video I made about what happened to everyone in the Doom team, to me that was my most important video up to that point, and it was actually kind of an end of an era for me, because it was the last video I made in Sony Vegas. But I really put my heart into that, even though some of the information's wrong, because I just felt like, and that's honestly also where I felt like I found my calling for future videos, which is looking up information that people may not necessarily know already, and trying to, give them that information. Trying to take information that's maybe found on some wiki here, some comment here, some forum there, and package it into a video that informs people about, like really deep fun facts. Not just like, did you know? More like, by hearing about these things, maybe you'll learn a little bit about the process, the kind of person that goes into making something like this. Like you'll gain a little bit more understanding of the product itself through learning about the people that made it, through learning about the processes that they took to make this. And then like what happened afterwards, like with the Doom 95 video, like how one product led to another product, Doom led to Doom 95, which led to Gabe Newell's involvement, which led to Valve Software, which led to so many things, of course. I mean, if I think about it right now, like Doom itself is, of course, so influential, but did you know that, their business guy works on Fortnite now? Like, it hasn't stopped. The influence hasn't stopped. Those who worked on it are still out there. They're still doing their work. And it isn't just like John Romero, right? It's not just John Carmack. Like, they're still out there doing things. Except for Sean Green, who's like a yogi or something now. And I just wanted to finish by saying I'm going to be reading Masters of Doom soon. I can't believe I haven't read it at this point. I'm going to read it. I might make a book review video on it. I also heard they're making like a television show or something. That was kind of old information. I swear I saw like a picture or two. It was like a pilot. I don't know. It's probably not going to get picked up. Or maybe it did and I just don't know. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for understanding. And I hope this video wasn't too long. Of course, it wasn't scripted, so if you skipped it, that's cool. But clearly, if you're hearing this, you didn't. And I really hope you enjoy whatever video follows this one on the Doom playlist. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time every time. And goodbye.